Okay, it's time to get started back on the 60 Ranchero project here at Shaw's Garage. And this morning I am in the middle of a cam swap. I'm actually hopefully going to finish it up. We've already got it back this close. I meant the video a little earlier, but it's nothing really special to see the engine disassembled. So anyway, I'm going to finish this up this morning, and while I've got the grill and everything out, we had to take all that out to be able to slide the cam out. Gonna try to go ahead and get the air conditioning compressor put in. We're getting close to warm weather here in Tennessee, and want to get this cam changed and give this thing a little more docile street manners, where the air conditioning wouldn't be a big deal, because it had a pretty rowdy cam in it. And anyway, we can go ahead and finish hooking all that up. You can see we made our brackets and stuff a while back, and just got to run the lines and do the condenser. We're also gonna pin the hood down, because I'm gonna have to lose the hood latch assembly to have room for the condenser and probably an additional fan. So that's actually going to work out pretty well. While we were in the middle of this, I changed over to an aluminum water pump, and also went with a high torque Power Master starter. And believe it or not, between changing the starter and that water pump, it takes about 20 pounds off the front end of a car. You know, is that a big deal? Well, I guess it depends on what you're doing, but as I mentioned early on in this build series, we're still running the 6-cylinder springs in this car, and they feel wonderful. I put a 1-inch sway bar on it. Kind of see that down there. And the springs have worked out well, and everybody's like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that, you put a V8 in it. Well, this V8 most likely weighs less than the inline 6 that we took out, because again, 289 is a lightweight engine anyway. It has aluminum heads, it has aluminum intake, it has tubular headers, aluminum water pump, alternator instead of generator, lightweight starter, aluminum bell housing. So it actually can come in at the same weight or even less. So anyway, it's worked out good so far, and that's something we can always change, but that's where we're at. So I just wanted to do this quick update. I'll add some more as we go along. I'll try to post pictures of the cam cards before and after, in other words, what we took out and what we're putting in. And let me just, well, I'll stop right here a minute and talk a little bit about cams. I am not one of these people that can rattle off cam specs and tell you exactly what cam you need to do whatever it is you're going to do. I'm just not that guy, or maybe I'm not that guy yet. I still have a lot to learn. But what I've discovered over the years is find you a good cam grinder. Take advantage of their knowledge. It's literally as easy as picking up the phone and getting a human on the phone that deals with cams every day. Tell them what you're doing, spare no information, and let them help you pick what you need. And I'm a big fan, big loyal customer of Bullet Racing Cams. They're right across the border into Mississippi from Tennessee. And you know, I can call down there. I got one particular guy that I talk to, and he never fails to hit the nail on the head with what we're wanting to do. I mean, he's done cams for the Odd Rod. We've had fantastic luck with it at 9,500 RPM, and it, you know, it pulls where it needs to pull. And but again, you got to give them information. And what we did on this one, the cam that was in it before was done at Bullet, of course. And so I called after we've kind of changed direction, because we ran this motor for a little while in the race truck. And I basically called up and said, hey, this is what I've got. You did this cam 3-4 years ago. I want to keep the same base circle. I don't want to have to change push rods, any of my valve train geometry, springs, nothing like that. I just want to tame it to make it a little more streetable. We're going to make more low end power. And so that's what they did. You know, they ground it for us, and I'm expecting it to be probably more fun and make better power on the street where you really need it, instead of having to turn the engine up like we would if we were, you know, making 1/8 mile passes. So again, and that I don't think it was a whole lot more money, and you're not flipping through catalogs going, well, I wonder what about this one and what about this one, and they've got these standard grinds that you can get, and they may be fine, especially if you know what you're doing, but you know, getting that little extra custom touch can mean all the difference in the world in how an engine performs. Like they always say, the cam is the brain of the engine. So I tend to rely on people who are a lot smarter than I am and a lot more experienced at that. And so far, I've been real happy. I mean, I've got bullet cams in almost bone stock street cars, and just have no issues whatsoever. So anyway, I'll try to post the pictures of the cam cards on this one as we go. Okay, we finished getting the cam broke in today and test drove the Ranchero, and everything seems good. So we came back and have started working on getting the condenser and auxiliary fan mounted, and we just finished that up, and we'll have a line comes across under here, and then probably going to put the receiver dryer on the other side of this panel. And so the next thing we got to do is get the grill mounted and come up with some type of hood latch, because this fan takes up most of the room where the hood latch was at. Okay, so we got the grill in, and what I did for now is I just trimmed off the top part of the original hood latch and grill support, and that'll be more than enough to keep the hood from popping open. And I'll have to take this grill out a dozen more times as I make air conditioning lines and mount pieces. So once all that's said and done, I can come off of this bracket and come down around the fan down to the core support, and tie it in any way I want to. I'm still probably going to do hood pins. If I do hood pins, I don't even need that middle bracket, unless I just wanted to have it there to help support the grill. So anyway, this will get us back on the road, and got a few pieces ordered for the air conditioning, and shouldn't be too much longer. We'll actually be cooling a little bit. So I think I'm going to cut this video off, and we'll pick back up next time.